In the early years of my relationship with Sasquatch, there was a pivotal day when I came to the realization that they were communicating with me through glyphs. Up to that point, I had seen a lot of glyphs. I was looking at them, I was taking note of them, studying them, and basically I never took my face off the forest path. I was so enamored and so involved in glyphs. I'm sure that the Sasquatch people could have been walking right beside me in the bush at times, and I would not have seen them because my attention was focused solely on the glyphs that were showing up everywhere beneath my feet. I had a gifting tree at that time, and I would leave them small gifts of apples, toys, stuff of that nature, and had really good success with them taking a lot of this stuff. You know, there was never any rhyme or reason as to if and when they would take it, but they often did, and quite often there were surprises with those gifts. For instance, I left 2 apples tied up in a bag and tied to the gifting stub. I came back a short time later and saw the bag was still tied to the stump, but something told me to look inside, and when I did, one of the apples had a huge bite out of it, and the other one was left untouched. I took that apple out and put it on a stump, another stump, maybe 50 yards away. Next time I came back, the bag was still tied up. But once again, I looked inside, and the half-eaten apple was back inside. That's the kind of fun stuff that I experienced early on in my gifting relationship with them. But this is about glyphs. And at this very spot, at this very gifting spot, one day I came there and I saw a whole series of glyphs, 10 to 12, scattered out at the base of the stump. And I knew instantly. I said, oh my God, they're communicating with me through glyphs. They're acknowledging these gifts, they're communicating with me. And that was the start of a big breakthrough for me. And it hasn't stopped ever since. Shortly after that, I went to another gifting area and was walking along the trail. And directly below where the gifting area was, which was maybe 50 to 100 yards up a steep mossy slope, I saw a really interesting glyph. And I knew it for what it was. At least I know it for what it was now. I'm not sure if I knew exactly at that time. Like I said, it was very early in my lessons. But I know it for what it is now. And what it was is it was a welcome X with an A. So an AX, welcome friendship from the clan of RE. And part of the X that extended from the A had a stick across it. That indicated the direction of where they were pointing me to. And that direction just happened to be directly towards my gifting stump. And if you notice, it's kind of interesting because on the stick with the cross piece on it, most of it is really mossy, which is not unusual, but I think in this case it indicated that not only was it the direction they wanted me to go, it was even describing the terrain, because where I had to go up was mossy. And so there's no end to their cleverness, their thoroughness, and how they communicate with one. So, like I said, this was a friendship welcome X from the clan of RE. They were expressing our connection, and they're also showing me where to walk in the exact direction of the gifting stump. So up I went, and when I got there, I noticed something remarkable. Now, like I said, this was, my first few months into my journey. So it was early on for sure. And what I saw when I got up there was placed at the base of the tree where I left my gifting stuff, where I hung another bag. Right at the base, there was a huge footprint. Now, I'm not one for casting prints and whatever, or any of that stuff. I'll take pictures of them because I enjoy seeing their stuff and I enjoy sharing it with people, but I'm not into casting prints and measuring strides and doing all that stuff. It just doesn't interest me. I'm not interested in proving they exist. I know they exist. It's not my interest to prove it to anybody. My interest is to open up people's hearts and to speak their message. So I never have been into evidence, although I love finding it. But what this footprint at the base of the tree meant, and it was shoved in with emphasis. It looked like, and there was only one, mind you. It was deep in the ground. It was, like I said, 18 to 20 inches long, and it was Ari's track. And he was just acknowledging the gifting area, the fact that I was gifting. It was a thank you, like I said, an acknowledgement, and a beautiful moment. So there's been many wonderful stories revolving around gifting trees and glyphs. And this glyph leading me up to where the track was pivotal. It was when, like when I first started catching on that they were communicating with me directly, and I started to understand what some of the glyphs meant. So it was a beautiful moment, a pivotal moment, like I said, and it really hasn't stopped to this day. It just continues. The knowing gets vaster and vaster. The teachings get more detailed, and it really is a blessing and an honor to be enrolled in their school of higher learning. And so, like I said, this is one of my glyph stories. And it speaks of how I was advanced along on this pivotal day in my development. And I'm very grateful and remain grateful to this day for all the lessons bestowed upon me, all the honors they have given me.